Treatise is a fun bedtime story that you would tell if you're having a sleepover when you're 11 to try and scare each other. You know, that's kind of the sort of tone of the piece. The craftsmanship, if you like, of how we go from there, everything has to be designed. And that's a very animation discipline, I think. So, you know, hopefully that gives our movies a kind of look and a feel. So from a pre-production point of view, it's all about tone. Obviously I write with Nat, so we're constantly tweaking the script anyway. And then visually, from that point of view, I think it's really a kind of case of lots of sketches and mood boards and maybe even previs for certain shots. And so yeah, you've got that sort of artistic directing going on, and making sure, my job is to make sure that everyone's on the same movie, you know, and not someone's going off on a direction that's not right. And then production is kind of a different beast, because you then have to sort of forget about all that time and energy that you've put in. Hopefully, if you've done your job well, then you know, you look at the monitor and there's the world that we've been trying to build for the last whatever period of time it's been. That production job then becomes making sure that you're getting the coverage and making sure you do it justice, so you're editing the movie in your head. But then it's also working with the actors and just making sure that, you know, they belong in this universe as well. It all feels like you're making these little moments all the time, and the moments feel like, yeah, that's it. That's what was in my head. But that changes, you know, that can change on a set. And suddenly all those preempted, we're going to do it here, and then we're going to have the angle here, and then you walk on a set and you go, actually, no, let's do it like this. When you come into post-production, it's a kind of a scary moment and the big high-fiving moments as well, because you can edit something that you thought was going to work and hasn't quite worked as much as you hoped. And that's when you realise, okay, maybe it hasn't worked quite as well as hoped, but if we just tweak it a little bit, it works in a different way. And you've got to try and, you know, without freaking out, you know, understand that that's the organic process. You know, and there's a couple of moments in Treatise that Tom has cut differently to how I was going to do it, for the better. You know, it's like, oh, that's better. I like that. You know, so it's finding that balance. I think we've really tried to cram as much of that sort of world building as much as we can. So you know, we have miniatures. We've made sets. Everything you see in Treatise is a set. You know, nothing is on exterior. Everything's inside a soundstage. We've designed the costumes. We've designed some really funky makeup effects and some really interesting sort of amalgamations of old and new techniques from a visual effects point of view. It's amazing how many people have come together to create all those things as well. You know, it's like we've obviously produced this film and we've brought people together, and it's amazing how, you know, you just give people an opportunity sometimes and they just shine, and there's been some amazing craftsmanship on this film that I'm very proud to be a part of, that team that put all this stuff together. It's very, very cool.